Predators have stalked the American landscape long before we mapped its borders, settled its towns, or built fences to define the wild. These animals don't just haunt the shadows of forests or the depths of oceans. They live among us, evolve with us, and in many cases fear us as much as we fear them. Yet each US state has one predator that holds a unique grip on public imagination, cultural lore, and scientific fascination. They may not be the largest or even the deadliest, but they are undoubtedly the most feared. Alaska, vast and rugged, is home to the iconic grizzly bear, an apex predator whose sheer size and power have made it a living symbol of wilderness. Weighing up to 1,500 pounds, with claws the length of human fingers and a bite strong enough to snap bones, the grizzly's reputation is rooted not just in folklore, but in real harrowing encounters. And yet, despite their fearsome presence, grizzlies are highly intelligent creatures, complex in behavior, protective of their cubs, and essential to the ecosystem. In the mist-shrouded forests of the Pacific Northwest, another predator prowls with near invisibility: the cougar, also known as the mountain lion. These elusive cats can leap over 20 feet in a single bound and hunt with astonishing stealth, often stalking prey for hours before launching an ambush. Their territories span hundreds of square miles, and their increasing appearances near towns and hiking trails have reignited old fears. In Oregon and Washington, residents often report a chilling feeling like they're being watched, only to discover paw prints in the dirt or a flash of tawny fur in the underbrush. In California, where sprawling suburbs press up against wildlands, the boundary between predator and person continues to erode. Mountain lions have been caught on home security cameras, slinking through driveways, scaling fences, and even stalking small pets in backyards. With rising human development fragmenting their habitat, these predators have adapted to navigate the very infrastructure designed to keep them out. To Californians, the fear lies not just in the attack, but in the eerie possibility that a big cat could be watching, quietly, patiently, without ever being seen. In Florida, the terror isn't confined to land. The American alligator, an armored relic of prehistory, haunts lakes, golf courses, and even residential canals. It's a predator capable of sudden, explosive speed, and while most avoid humans, they can and do strike when provoked or surprised. But the ecological drama deepens with the arrival of an invasive rival, the Burmese python. Growing up to 20 feet long, these snakes devour deer, birds, and even gators, establishing a new apex presence in the Everglades. Florida's fear now comes not just from one ancient reptile, but from a battle between two. Across the vast openness of the Rocky Mountains, the gray wolf makes a controversial return. Hunted nearly to extinction in the continental US by the early 20th century, wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone National Park in the 1990s. Since then, they've spread into Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, dividing public opinion sharply. To ranchers, they represent a threat to livestock and livelihood. To conservationists, they are the embodiment of balance and ecological restoration. Wolves hunt in coordinated packs, communicate with complex vocalizations, and have been known to track prey for miles. They're more than feared. They're respected, resented, and revered all at once. In Arizona and New Mexico, a predator smaller in size but immense in adaptability has taken over both wildlands and city streets: the coyote. Clever and opportunistic, coyotes hunt rodents and rabbits in the desert, but in cities, they've learned to wait for trash collection days, to cross intersections using traffic lights, and to scale backyard fences in search of unattended pets. Urban coyotes now breed earlier, grow bolder, and live longer than their rural counterparts. They are the wild breaking through the cracks of civilization. In Texas, the fearsome title doesn't go to a native predator at all, but to a destructive, invasive powerhouse, the feral hog. Descendants of domestic pigs and wild boars, These animals have spread across millions of acres. They are strong, aggressive, and highly intelligent, capable of uprooting entire fields overnight and attacking humans when cornered. With few natural predators and a rapid breeding cycle, they've become a statewide menace hard to control, harder to predict. In the thick Appalachian forests of the east, black bears dominate. Although less aggressive than grizzlies, their sheer size and increasing proximity to human settlements have raised concerns. With diminishing natural food sources, bears are drawn to garbage, bird feeders, and campsite coolers. A fed bear, as the saying goes, is a dead bear because once habituated to human food, these animals become bolder, and conflicts become inevitable. The Great Lakes region holds its own chilling presence, not a large mammal, but a venomous one, the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. Well camouflaged and shy, these snakes rarely bite unless stepped on or threatened. But when they do, their venom can be deadly without prompt medical care. Their habitat is shrinking, yet the fear remains deep-rooted in local legends and survival instincts. Along the Atlantic coast, in the warm shallows off Massachusetts and the Carolinas, great white and bull sharks assert dominance as apex oceanic predators. Thanks to warming waters and booming seal populations, shark sightings near tourist beaches have surged. Drone footage shows shadows circling just beyond the surf. While attacks remain rare, the fear isn't unfounded, it's primal, and it surges with every dorsal fin breaking the surface. Further inland, throughout states like Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, predators aren't just lurking in rural forests, they're strolling down alleys. Coyotes have again adapted, thriving in suburban parks and city edges. Residents often underestimate them, but these predators are skilled hunters, sometimes working in loose pairs and capable of taking down animals much larger than themselves. In Louisiana and Mississippi, the swamps conceal danger. The cottonmouth snake, also known as the water moccasin, is one of the few snakes in North America that will stand its ground. With a thick, muscular body and venomous bite, it gives no warning beyond a flash of its pale mouth. Combine that with gator-infested waters and dense vegetation, and every step through the marsh becomes a calculated risk. The Carolinas and Georgia are experiencing a shift in predator behavior too. Black bears and bobcats are increasingly spotted closer to neighborhoods, driven by development and changing climate. And alligators, once rare outside the deep south, are now expanding northward thanks to warmer winters. Predators are pushing boundaries because our boundaries are moving too. In the northeast, particularly Maine and Vermont, black bears again hold the fearsome crown. Largely peaceful, they become aggressive during periods of food scarcity or when cubs are threatened. Hikers know to carry bear spray, make noise, and store food carefully because a bear's sense of smell is unmatched, and once they've found an easy meal, they rarely forget the source. Hawaii offers a different kind of fear, not one that hides in the forest, but one that glides beneath waves. The tiger shark, sleek and curious, has earned a reputation among surfers and divers alike. With their ability to eat nearly anything and a tendency to patrol nearshore reefs, these sharks are both revered and feared. And though attacks are extremely rare, every sighting sends shockwaves through the island's coastal communities. In Alaska's deep wilderness, even the sea has its apex predator, the orca. Highly intelligent, socially complex, and ferociously effective, orcas hunt everything from fish to seals and even great whales. They work in pods with military-level coordination, communicating with unique dialects and teaching hunting techniques across generations. And then there are the predators that haunt the margins of our awareness, those returning from long absences or venturing into new territory. Jaguars have been sighted in southern Arizona. Mountain lions are moving eastward into the Midwest. Wolves are testing the boundaries of Colorado and even California. These animals, once pushed out, are slowly reclaiming what was theirs, And with that return comes renewed awe and uncertainty. But here's the deeper truth. The most feared predator isn't always the most dangerous. Often the fear comes from proximity, unpredictability, or the stories passed from one generation to the next. And in many cases, the real threat to ecosystems isn't a bear or a shark or a snake, it's us. We have hunted, fenced, paved, polluted, and reshaped the landscapes where these predators once roamed freely. We fear them, yet our actions force them closer. We build where they hunt. We leave food where they forage. We remove barriers, then act surprised when they walk through. Still, fear has its purpose. It's a primal warning, a way of respecting forces beyond our control. It keeps us alert in the wilderness, cautious on the water, and aware of the balance that nature demands. Each state in America holds a predator that symbolizes something deeper than fear. Power, survival, mystery, connection to the ancient rhythms of the earth. So when you next step into wild terrain, remember, you are not the only one watching. Something is out there, maybe in the trees, maybe beneath the water, maybe already too close to see. It's not just about danger. It's about respect for creatures that have endured against all odds. This is the story of America's most feared predators, and it's still being written.